What's up, guys? It's Molecular Jeff here, and we are doing a very special shave today. Um, in dedication to my mother. For those of you who know me a little better than some of the others, you know that my mother passed away from a battle with brain cancer in 2009, and today is her birthday. So we are going to go ahead and do a shave for my mom today. And we picked out the Warrior because I felt that their themes kind of matched. And I feel like this is a scent that my mom would really like. So that's what we're going to go with today. We are going to be using my KM Razor Designs Commissary for the initial face shave, and we're going to be doing any cleanups with the Type H, and this is the second use of this blade. We're going to do a head shave with that as well. So here we go. Here goes nothing. Let's get into it. So this is going to be a little bit of a heavier episode for some of you guys. Today is my mother's birthday. I was very close with my mother, and she passed away in 2009 from stage 3 terminal brain cancer. I don't remember the exact type, but I do know that she was diagnosed in April of 2009, and she passed away in May of 2009. 36 days after diagnosis, the cancer took her from us. It was also a few days after my 18th birthday. My 18th birthday was on Friday. She passed away the next Tuesday. And it was about a week before I graduated high school. And I graduated high school summa cum laude with a 4.6 GPA. And I spent my whole life trying to achieve that accomplishment for my mother, and it was taken away from me literally within days. But that's not here nor there. I don't want you guys to feel sorry for me or anything. That is life, and after, 10 years this year, 11 years actually, you just kind of get used to it, man. It's rough, and I just wanted to dedicate this shave to my mother because she was an amazing woman. So here we go. To put it into perspective of the type of woman my mother was, my mother worked a 40-hour work week. Every week from the time that I was a little kid. Up until she couldn't anymore physically because of the cancer. Now that's not the big deal part. Everybody's parents work hours. My mother was also the leader of the local Girl Scout troop. She was also the leader of the local Boy Scout group. She ran several nonprofit organizations dedicated to giving back to the community. She folded all of our laundry. She did all of the laundry. She would even go as far as ironing everybody in the family's clothes every morning. We just lay them out in the kitchen, and she would have them ironed up before she left to go to work at 8:30 every morning to run a dentist office. So that's just a small example of the kind of person my mother was. For further example, I grew up in a very small town in rural Florida, North Florida, North Central Florida, and it maybe had I'd say like 10,000 people tops. Like my graduating class was the biggest graduating class my high school had ever seen, and it was only 400 people. And to put it in perspective, the type of impact my mother had on the community, there was between 350 and 400 people that showed up to my mother's funeral. So she impacted a lot of lives, and it affected a lot of people very terribly when she passed away. But I prefer to remember the good times as opposed to remembering just the death. Because my mother was able to keep a full career while managing to be a mother to a family with 3 kids, and a father who was more or less a child himself. And still be successful up until when she passed away. In my opinion, they don't necessarily make people like that anymore. The amount that that woman was able to endure and still keep swinging is just amazing to me. And with that being said, yeah, she was just an amazing woman, guys. Super awesome woman. We're gonna put the straight razor away for the day. And we're just gonna do a quick little cleanup with the Schick injector razor. Put this back in its little stand here. I'm gonna rub off this one more time. Oops. Hopefully didn't roll the edge on my toe there. No, it looks like we're okay. And we're gonna put it back in the case. Yeah. And see, my mom was the type of person that, like, even when she had the cancer and we pretty much knew that this was the end, she never once was like, she never once complained about herself. She never once was like, oh man, I'm gonna die, my life is over. The whole time she just wanted to make sure that me and my sister were gonna be okay. Literally, that's all she ever asked about while she was sick. And we turned out okay. My sister's doing real good. I have my struggles. You know, it really takes a toll on a person to have to watch their mom pass away at such a young age. Sorry, we need to go upwards. And I struggle with it sometimes. But with that being said, I feel like my mother would be very proud of the father that I am. The rest of it doesn't really matter to me. You know, I'm sure she'd be proud of my chef work in this, that, and the other, but the thing that I'd be most concerned about is that she'd be proud of the father that I am. I love my father to death, and we have a decent relationship. As adults, but we definitely had, that was just a pimple that opened up, our struggles together. growing up, my father made everything a contest, to which he had to be the winner. And that can really affect the psyche of a young man, especially a young man who is already felt that he was the black sheep of the family, because my whole family are all sports stars and things of that notion, and I was a skateboarder and a musician my whole life. And honestly, I think the reason why I chose to go more that route than doing the traditional sports and stuff with my family is because my father couldn't compete. There was no competition there. My father wasn't a musician. He was a football player. So if I chose to do something that he doesn't do, then there wouldn't be any competition. And that is the face shave. Now we're going to cock this puppy up just a little bit here so we can get a better angle. Nope, still gotta go higher. Okay, so we need to go this way with it. I think we can get a little more out of it. There we go. Cool. Now we're in for the head shave, guys. Pretty good face shave. BBS after the couple of touch-ups we had to do. That little third pass. I've decided that until I can get my first two passes with the with the straight razor a little bit better, I am only going to do the two passes with the straight, and then I'm going to switch over to the either a DE or, a single edge or something of that nature, something with a handle. Again, we're using the Warrior by Shannon Soap, which is in the Chupacabra base, which I like. I'm not going to say I love. I try to be honest with you people, guys. And if I'm being honest, Shannon's isn't my favorite. As you can see, it tends to make more of those bubbles than I personally like in a lather. I like a thick, dense lather that has, the bubbles to where you can't see them. By the way, we're using this blue West Coast shaving bowl because blue was my mother's favorite color, which is why we're using the blue brush, and we're using the gray toned knot in that because gray is the color for the brain cancer ribbon, which I got right there on the arm. With my swallow to know that I'm always coming home. And we got a good test for this razor for you guys today, guys. Figured if we were going to do it, we should do it good. I haven't shaved my head since Friday of last week. And I did that on purpose because I got this razor. And I like to really get in there and test a razor's shaving capability. Off the rip, I like give it a little bit of a challenge. Looks like we got some nicks and cuts on the face, no big deal. That razor felt a bit more grabby today than it has in the past. I did get it shave ready, but it was secondhand. I'm not sure how many shaves have been on it. I also know that from watching some videos from the person who sold it to me, which was Serge, that a lot of people have had some trouble honing that razor. Now, I don't hone razors at all, so I don't know exactly what makes one razor more difficult to hone than another. I'm assuming it has to do something with the geometry that they chose for the rest of the razor opposed to the actual shaving portion. All right, first pass is done, and it was a stunner, man. We mowed through that, and I'm honestly thinking I may only need 2 passes for a BBS with the injector razor, which would be super cool. And I know Subi's been waiting for this one, so I'll have to let him know my opinion. So far, this and the gem razor have been my absolute favorite. Head shaving tools. Sorry we're getting so close. I am going to have to do a 3rd pass, but no clogs. I'm in no fear of cutting my head bumps with this razor, which a head shave to me, that's one of the most important parts, because I have some DEs that, like, no matter how gentle I go about doing my shave, it just cuts those bumps, man. There's nothing you can do about it. As soon as you touch those things with a funny angle that's not 100% perfect, you're bleeding. So to have some razors, like an injector here, and like the shave I got with the gem, that can do this kind of shave this quickly and stuff is actually kind of miraculous for me. Oh yeah. Also, another thing that I was worried about just by like looking at the geometry of the razor was clogs. Because my favorite DE head shaver is the Winning razor, developed by Jake Yates and sold by the Wet Shaving Club. And I like it because it's as well a very smooth, mild yet efficient razor. But I did the same test with that razor that I did today with this razor. And the main difference is when you do a first pass on something with, you know, a week's worth of growth with the Winning razor, you get a bunch of clogs. Now it does give you a super efficient shave, but because it was made with the lather channel holes instead of an open lather channel, it does clog up, but that's only with a ridiculous amount of growth. It's never been an issue on a regular shave. Whereas this, and even more miraculously, the Gem razor, because it's got an even smaller blade gap, no problems. Because trust me, if my week's worth of hair growth didn't clog this thing, a couple days worth of beard growth or a week's worth of beard growth isn't going to clog it either. All right. And that's that for BBS. Thanks for guys for stopping in and letting me talk to you a little bit about my mother. It's always a little hard during the holidays in general, and they start with her birthday. So with that being said, I just wanted to thank you guys for taking some time out of your day to listen to my story. I was feeling a little depressed about it this morning, and I feel a lot better now. You guys have always kind of been there for me since I got into this hobby at the beginning of this year, and thanks. Just trying to get nice and dry before we go in with the splash. And since the Warrior doesn't have a matching splash today, I decided to go with the Club's Fruit de la Passion. The scents don't match, but they don't conflict either. The Warrior kind of doesn't conflict with anything. It's a soft, powdery scent that's slightly fruity in my opinion. So the sour fruit and floral notes that come off of Fruit de la Passion is actually perfect to go with the Warrior. And that's it, boys. That's the shave, head and face. Got it in under right around 30 minutes. Can't beat that. Thanks again, guys. Have a great day. Bye.